Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you the fastest way to bring your pocket knife back to a razor sharp hair shaving edge with the Spyderco Triangle Sharpmaker. So today I have my Gonzo Firebird. I've been using this for about 2 weeks, breaking down cardboard boxes, cutting zip ties, things like that. As you can see, it's not super dull, but not super sharp either. So it'll start to cut, and it'll cut if I slice, but if I try to do any sort of push cut, it'll tear. Right? Even slicing, right? So snags a little. Again, not super dull, but could definitely refine the edge on this, bring it back to its razor sharpness. Setup on this is super easy. Just get the box open, and it comes with 2 different grits. It's a medium and a fine. So we're going to start with the medium grit. For pocket knives, I like to go with the 40-degree edge. That's 20 degrees on each side. It also has an option to do 30. If I have a small kitchen knife, that's generally what I'll use. But for pocket knives, I'll go with the 40. Start at that side. You have these little rods that you just put in the hole here. That just protects your hands from getting cut if the knife slips off the rods, the sharpening rods. Right. And then, so the way they recommend it is to start with the corner on both grits and then switch to the flat side. I generally just use the corner on the medium, and I'll do both on the fine. So you can just rotate the orientation. So right now it's the corners. And if you want to use the flat side, you just turn it 90 degrees and get in the flat side there too. So you get your knife out. And the key is to keep the knife as straight as possible up and down. You don't want to put any pressure going sideways when you're going down, because that'll end up rounding your tip. So you just want to go straight up and down, not a lot of pressure, really just sliding it up and down. You don't really need to check for a burr like you would when you use a regular sharpening stone, and instead of doing one side until you feel the burr, you just alternate sides. I'm going to do 30 total, so 15 on each side for this medium grit one. And again, keeping it as straight as possible, going straight down. 1, 2, that's 15. And so while you're doing it, if you have a belly on your knife like this one over here, you want to keep the edge kind of aligned with it. So instead of going straight down like this, I'm doing a motion like that. Right? That way the same amount of edge is touching the rod the whole time. So again, instead of straight down like this, I'm kind of doing this. This is 16. That, even just with that, we should see some improvements, right? Still not razor sharp, but definitely a big improvement over where it was before. From there, move on to the fine rods, starting again on the corners. Same thing, I'm going to do 30 on each side. Next, I'm going to rotate these 90 degrees so the flat edge is facing in. So in the instructions, it recommends just doing the same thing. I found that I've gotten better results doing it reverse, almost like the way you would strop it. Again, keeping it pretty keeping it as straight as possible. But instead of going down, I'm going to start with the tip on it. And the reason I do this is to just prevent the edge from getting rounded off while you're constantly kind of sliding off the edge of the rod here. I'll start with the tip on. I'm going pretty light here. I'm just going to do 20 strokes like this, 10 on each side. So this last part, using the flat side, you're not really sharpening anymore, you're really just refining that edge and removing any burrs that may have formed. Let's put this aside and see how it's performing now. Let's try a slice. Nice and easy, you can hear the difference. Let's try a push cut. Right? Big difference from where it started. Snag there. I'm still snagging a little bit, so what I like to do is do a couple of strokes on a leather strop. If you don't have one of these, you can use a magazine or a newspaper. And again, that's just to further refine the edge. I'm gonna bring it to the edge of the table here. And then I'm gonna do what's called a J-strop. So start with the tip on it. You're going to use a slightly shallower angle than you are sharpening with. Start with the tip on, pull it down, and then make like a J. Up 1, I'm going to do 20, so 10 on each side. Now when you're turning it from side to side, be careful not to roll it on the edge. So when you get to the end here, and you're gonna turn it, lift it, and then turn it. Lift and then turn, so you're not rolling that edge over. All right, let's see what that looks like now. Another piece of paper here. There you have it. So real quick and easy. For my kitchen knives, I'll still use the full-size stones. I find it's not as easy because these rods are pretty short, so I'm not getting the full stroke I need on a longer kitchen knife. So smaller pruning knives, even a utility knife I'll use on this. But pocket knives, I stopped using the stones altogether and use this pretty much exclusively. So legitimately hair shaving sharp. So there you have it. That's the best method I've found on getting your small knives, pocket knives to, again, hair shaving sharpness in just a couple of minutes. So again, big fan of the Sharpmaker from Spyderco. Highly recommended if you do have an EDC that you're using regularly that constantly needs a touch up. If you don't let it get dull to the point I had it today, once a week, once every few days, you can actually just use the fine ones, 10 on each side, and it keeps it pretty keen. And then just once in a while, do the full routine there. So any questions on the process, feel free to drop it in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.